Welcome back, everyone, to Lore with Ludus Infinium. And today, we've got one that I found surprisingly difficult. The 17th Legion. I really didn't think that finding information would be as hard as it was. But this was what I expect the Alpha Legion is going to be like. So if this one's this bad, it's probably going to be worse. But let's get into it. So, the Word Bearers, the 17th Legion, originally called the Imperial Heralds. They started off as a rather normal legion with a little bit of an interesting caveat. They would send one herald in all black armor with a skull helm to deliver the message, essentially to join us and the Imperium or die. Sounds a bit like chaplains, which is actually later what would be formed from, so think about that for a minute. Hilarious. Let's think about, real quick, I just want to take a quick sidebar. You have the chaplains, you have the Lectitia Divinitatis, and you have the worship of the Emperor as the God Emperor, all coming from the Word Bearers, the original traitors. Thank you. Now, on the upside, some would join, and others would kill the Herald, after losing reportedly hundreds of regular humans to the Herald. And after the rejection, the Imperial Heralds would take to war. Which, here's something kind of fascinating. They were really direct about it. They saw the battle as nothing but a tool, not really the result or the focus. After destroying any resistance, the Heralds would come through cities, destroying anything in contradiction to the imperial truth, or those that refused to join the Imperium and renounce their ways. Unfortunately, after reunification with their Primarch, Lorgar Aurelian, the now named Word-Bearers had taken not just to conquering worlds, but converting them to the worship of the Emperor as the God Emperor, which he disavowed repeatedly, and thoroughly, and repeatedly. This naturally slowed their progress to a crawl, and caught the eye and ire of the Emperor, who upon discovering the reason, recruited another son, Rabuta Gilman, to help him re-educate Lorgar as to his wishes. This came to happen on the planet Kur and its capital, Monarchia. Bum bum bum. There the Emperor had Gilliman and his blueberries, Ultramarines, destroy Monarchia, Lorgar's perfect city of worshipping the Emperor. This had a bit of an unexpected effect. At first, it seemed like Lorgar and his legion got the message and that they were doing wrong, so they picked up the speed, and they were moving full speed towards Cadia. And they treated every planet they came across like their brothers. They would just, instead of staying, making sure they converted the people, they would just kill, move, kill, move, kill, move. And they made their way to Cadia, which is right beside the Eye of Terror. Now, let's, real quick, because I didn't really put this in my notes, but this is kind of an important aside. The reason why is because Lorgar, and this will be covered in his video, got down in the dumps that he didn't have anything to worship. So his adopted father, Cor Pharaon, and his closest advisor, Erebus, had suggested to him, we have someone who's worth worshipping, the Chaos Gods. Let's go talk to them. So, at the Eye of Terror in Cadia, the events of what would lead to the Horus Heresy ultimately unfolded. Now, you could point to many different points of where the Horus Heresy officially started. With Horus being stabbed by the Anathema, Horus being corrupted by Erebus. You could go to where the Chaos Gods threw the infants through the warp in their gestation pods. You can go to a bunch of different places. But I like this one as the official start of the Horus Heresy, and here's why. Because here is where Lorgar fully turned to chaos. He was already kind of there, but this is where he fully made it his goal to, okay, I'm going to turn as many of my brothers as possible against the Emperor, and we're going to fuck his shit right up. And that's really what it was. After returning, Lorgar decided now would be as good a time as any to purge his legion. A little more. Because he had already been killing off some of his legion. Yeah. So he managed to secretly off some of the loyalists of the Word Bearers. And when I say secretly off them, I mean he had ones that were loyal to him, killed them in essentially their sleep. However, he never really had an Istvan III until Calth. Yeah. There he sent those that may not have necessarily been loyal to the Emperor, but at least those who could not be controlled as easily as others. They were the more bloodthirsty and aggressive of the Word Bearers. And that was his Istvan III. That was the Word Bearers version of Istvan III, where they culled a lot of their legion. And then, during the Shadow Crusade, the Word Bearers and the World Eaters tore across the realm of Ultramar, burning 26 worlds until they reached Nuceria. The planet where Angron was found. Because Lorgar said, hey, brother, you're dying. Let's take you back to the place that did all this to you, because they surely have the answers. They didn't. Instead, they killed them all. So, after the Battle of Calth, Papa Smurf had a big-ass axe to grind. And he met them at Nuceria and proceeded to beat the crap out of them. Like I had said in my Ultramarine video, this was actually a decisive victory for the traders. But the Ultramarines drew a lot of blood. And on Nuceria, Lorgar... excuse me, I have this a little bit backwards. Erebus at the time created the Ruin Storm, and Lorgar kind of, in a warped way, helped make it bigger. But at this time, what is more important than that is he brought about the apotheosis of Angron, turning him into a demon prince of Khorne. I believe the third demon Primarch. He's either the second or the third. Magnus was the first, and I don't know who was second between Fulgrim and Angron. So, yeah. Here is an interesting aside that I did not know. Lorgar thought Horus was too weak to lead the traders and tried to have him killed, and was betrayed by a group of his own word-bearers. Because they were smart. The group of word-bearers that betrayed him were the only contingent of word-bearers to be at the Siege of Terra. Horus essentially said, get out of my sight. If I see you again, I will kill you. I will kill you a lot. So, what has the word-bearers been doing since the Horus Heresy? Well, since the Heresy, they've been on the planet Sicarius, with Lorgar eventually being granted demonhood through some bullshittery. Basically, for the atrocities his legion has committed, he got rewarded. And the Word-Bearers are being led by a dark council of dark acolytes, for instance, Corpheiron and Erebus, among others. These are the highest-ranking members of the Word-Bearers. But this, for now, is where our story concludes, with the bearers of the unholy word plotting their next machinations for their dark gods. Ooh, this was a hard one to get through, I'm not going to lie. It's like, a lot of the information was a bit vague at times, so, yeah. But I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more of it, hit the notification bell, because YouTube. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you want, join the Discord, we have an amazing community, bunch of wonderful people. But the most important thing of all, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye!